Coming up next on Columbus Connections, are you a high school student that has thought about being a lawyer, or have you not thought about it because you feel like it's out of reach? Well, there is a camp that's going to tell you all about how to do it, and we're talking to the people that put it together. Stay tuned. Welcome to Columbus Connection. I am your host, David Britt. Now, this is a special show. If you have a high school student who has thought about being an attorney, or maybe they haven't thought about it because they feel like it's something they can't do, it's out of reach, too expensive, too this, too that, we have an organization right here in Columbus that is helping students achieve that dream, that goal, that idea of becoming an attorney. It is the Master of My Fate Summer Law Camp, and we're going to tell you all about it. We have not only the person who came out with the camp, but we have the camp director who is also a student of the camp, so they are going to get into it and tell you how to get to it. How you doing?
Good. We're awesome.
Welcome to the show. Give us your names, give us your affiliation, give us what you do and why you're here.
Well, I'm attorney Katanga Wright, and I'm the founder of masterofmyfate.org, which puts on Lawyer Up Summer Law Camp.
Awesome.
And I'm Curtis Walker. I am actually a product of the Lawyer Up camp from back in 2019, 2015, actually. And so now I'm serving as the co-director for it, so it's coming full circle for me.
That's amazing. That is awesome. And we were talking before the show, and it's so amazing. These opportunities have not always been there, so it's so great that opportunity is here now. And you're going into your 9th year.
9th year, absolutely.
Wow.
When I came back to Columbus to practice law, I recognized that there were not very many opportunities for young people in any professional career track.
Yeah.
But especially law, which is obviously near and dear to my heart. And encouraging students to become lawyers and go to law school has been a mission of mine personally and a mission of the organization. So we're here to hopefully get some students excited about the opportunity of participating.
That's awesome. Now, being an attorney is one of those coveted careers, but so many people may feel like it's out of reach or they can't do it. I don't know anyone that does it. It's too expensive, too much school. When the children get into this camp, what is it that they find out about themselves and about that profession?
Well, one thing they find out is that it's not out of reach, and it's very, very doable. They learn all about a day in the life of being an attorney. They get an opportunity to speak with judges. They get an opportunity to actually see court hearings and court trials in process. In addition to that, they start off with a mock trial problem at the beginning of the week, and by the end of the week, we teach them exactly how to conduct a trial, and they participate as the attorneys and witnesses, and we sit back and watch. So
wow, that's amazing.
It really is. It's amazing how the kids develop in such a short period of time.
Awesome. Curtis, what was it like for you day one of the camp, going into it, what were your expectations, what were your thoughts?
Day one of the camp, I was super nervous. I had no clue what I was getting myself into. I knew it was a 4-day intense program, and so I was a little bit nervous at first. However, that quickly went away. When they first brought out the first set of attorneys, they described what they do. I really knew that I found the career for me, if that makes sense. And so each day, as Ms. Wright already stated before, by the time we got to the end of the law camp, I was surprised by how much I already matured and how much I knew. And so it was great too, so I knew exactly what to do after I got through high school and college, how to go through to make sure I could get in a position where I could actually go to law school myself. Wow. And I can say I'm doing that now.
Wow. And did you want to be an attorney before you went to the camp, or how did you end up going to the camp?
I actually ended up going to the camp through my guidance counselor.
Wow.
He noticed it in me. Before I wanted to be an attorney, I wanted to be a doctor, and that's another story for the other day.
Yeah.
But when I realized that wasn't going to play itself out, I really developed a passion for debate and arguing, that kind of thing. My counselor noticed it in me, and so he pointed me in the direction of this camp. And so me and a couple of my friends actually went through it together, and so we're all going down the same path together.
Awesome, that is amazing. Are there any prerequisites for a student wanting to get into this camp?
Just a rising 9th grader, and we go all the way up to freshmen in college we've had in the past years. There are 12 coveted slots, so we
Wow.
don't have a lot of space because we like to give hands-on
Right.
attention
Right.
to each student, and that's why we keep the group so small. So if anyone's interested, they can go to the website. It's masterofmyfaith.org, and that's where they would go and actually register for the camp. We never turn a student away, so we have lots of scholarships available for students who may be of need in that capacity.
That's amazing. And if somebody wants to sponsor a student, sponsor the organization, how do they go about that?
They can also visit masterofmyfaith.org. We have a sponsor page there that will enable sponsors to get all the information about how they can be a part of the organization.
That's great. Now, you're going into your 9th year of this, so by now you have just a whole lineage of young people who have gone on to practice law. What is that like, just looking back and seeing that a child that may not have otherwise gone in that direction decided to go in that direction?
Well, it's a great feeling. We started the camp with the idea that if we just help one student, and to see Curtis and several others come back, some of which have graduated law school,
Yeah.
it definitely confirms that what you're doing is the right thing and that we're serving God's purpose
Yeah.
in the community by encouraging these young people to do great things, especially in the area of law.
Yeah. And coming back as the director, having gone through the program, what is it that you feel that you add to it, having had that firsthand experience of what it was like?
I think what's really cool about this year in particular is that it's not just me as a director. I have 3 other people who have also had some experience with law as well. So we have one student who just went through it last year, who's actually going to be going to Harvard soon. Myself going to law school, just got into, and we have another one who's just graduating or about to graduate from law school. So what makes it really cool about that is we have someone at each level
Yeah.
that can really relate to the students. And so whenever they have a question or concern in terms of like, oh, so what is it like with the LSAT, or how did you study, how did you prepare, what should I take in college? Those questions they can easily answer from the very beginning to the very end.
Right.
And
So there's that support group that is built, that network that you really have people you can reach out and touch
Right.
and ask those key questions.
It's a lot less intimidating too.
Yeah.
So instead of talking to a full attorney, you can talk to someone who's close to your peer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. And again, this is the Master of My Faith Summer Law Camp, June 5th through 8th. Again, how can people reach out, contact, and apply for the program?
Visit masterofmyfaith.org and register for the program there. You can get all of the information. There's also contact information for any parents that may have questions.
So again, if you have a student who may think that law may be for them, it is not out of reach, it is not undoable, it is very attainable, and you have people who will care about you and help guide you through that process. Again, thanks for watching. This is Columbus Connections.